Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacciana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we have a vintage State Series type souvenir lighter for the island of Jamaica. This particular lighter is made by Albert. It is marked Albert Automatic Super Deluxe Lighter, Japan. You can see that it does have some corrosion. It is missing some of its plating from the base. We will look the lighter over here in just a little bit at some of its other flaws. I'm going to go ahead and let you watch me get this fueled up here for a minute. Sometimes I think I take for granted some of the more mundane or routine things that you must do in order to use or maintain a vintage petrol lighter. Fueling one is something that you're going to do often, so it's something that you need to be pretty familiar with. As familiar as I am, and as often as I have to do it, I still nearly or overfill them nearly every time. This time I didn't. This time I actually underfilled it, so I thought I had it full before the recording of this video began. I did not, and that is why you got to see part of it. I imagine as long as a fella could keep on the hunt for these lighters, he would continue to find them with different brands on the bottom of the lighter. They may all look the same. Some of them have various minor and subtle differences, but there are easily dozens, and I suspect hundreds. Who knows, maybe even thousands. There were a lot of lighters that were manufactured over there in those Japanese workshops and manufacturing plants. I have done a repair video on this lighter, but that video was shot after this video. So I was not happy at the time of this video with the way that the lighter is functioning. And you can hear that crackle in the flame as it was burning there. Jury is still out on whether or not that repair really helped anything or not, but this lighter did have some gunk and grime in that mechanism that I do believe was inhibiting the spark that we really needed to gain a dependable and functional spark. It's a really bright scene that is on this side of the lighter. Very colorful, very whimsical. You can see how the bright colors play off of the shininess of the brass that is the outline of the scene, and then the colors are painted in and sort of fill in the whole picture. There's plenty of things about that that might make a fellow want to fly a kite. The other side has different images which are pertinent to the tourist trade of the Jamaican island. There is a cruise ship. It lists Kingston, Port Royal, Port Esquiliel, Maypen, Mandeville, Spanish Town. There are different images of fruit or trees. I can't tell what those red things are right there in the middle. By Blue Mountain, that looks like that might be some sort of a, well, I thought maybe a pine cone. It may be a marijuana bud. Right here on the side, it says Savanna-La-Mar, which I recognize from a Bob Dylan song called Sarah, which he wrote for his wife, where he's recalling some times that he had had with his wife and his kids, and he says to her, "You in the marketplace in Savanna-La-Mar." That fruit by Blue Mountain now looks to me like it might be a bunch of grapes, so maybe a vineyard or something like that, vineyard country. It also lists the cockpit country. It shows a plane coming from New York on the top left. It shows a woman in a headdress of some sort wearing a skirt. Down here on the bottom left, there is some sort of figure on a donkey or some other kind of animal. There is greater wear to one end of this lighter than there is to the other, but the paint is generally there for the entire lighter. I would not say it was 100% because it's not. There's plenty of paint missing. You can see where the lighter purged fluid all over the back of my hand as I had it lit there. Some folks call that the capillary action effect. My friend Giovanni Abazia says that means the lighter is overfilled. You can see there on this end how that is corroded and has lost some of its finish. It has lost some of that finish on each end, but it is worse on the back end than it is the front. I don't know if it has been used or if that was a function of the way that the lighter was stored, but it doesn't affect its display appeal all that much. And as I was saying, it has the vast majority of its paint, and not only does it have the majority of its paint, but it still looks nice and shiny, and you can make it out and see the things that are supposed to be depicted. You can read the words that are printed there within the relief of the paint. You can see that these posts have no markings, front or back. The only markings were on the bottom of the lighter, where it is marked Albert Automatic Super Deluxe Lighter, Japan. I'm not sure why that scene reminds me of kites. On this other side, though, there are many other images that I didn't mention a while ago. There's a shock of hay or wheat there, maybe. There's a barrel. There are palm trees. There is a donkey or animal of some sort that is not being ridden, a couple of them as a matter of fact. There's the name Fern Gully, which sounds familiar, but I'm not familiar with Jamaica, never been there myself, so I'm quite ignorant. It does have the word discover also there in that top left hand, or toward the top left, where it says from New York and shows the plane flying in. These are a very cool lighter that come in all kinds of different images and depicting different states. That's why I call it a state series lighter. There are also many of them for national parks, various different countries, different iconic places and landmarks around the world. They come with various and many different names, as we discussed earlier, but will often have the exact same image depicted on them, even though the brand may be different from any one that you have ever seen before. They were done by many recognizable brands like Penguin, Firefly, Continental, CMC, just about any of the companies that made Ronson automatic type petrol lighters also made the state series, national park, or souvenir lighters. Until next time.